Hey, this is Aga. Today I want to do a quick video for all the sales leaders and sales managers out there. I want to talk a little bit about how to know when you're failing your team, when you're failing your sales team. Now, I know that as a sales manager, you obviously have your team's best interest in mind. I know that as a manager, the future, the success, the performance of your team is important, and I know that you genuinely care about everybody on the team. But in spite of your best intentions, things don't always plan or things don't always work out the way that you would like them to, right? So here's a couple of ways to spot early on some early warning signs that you may be failing your sales team. Number one, they don't take your advice seriously. I can't tell you how often I come across a situation. Sales manager calls me up and says, Ago, I got a question. Whenever I speak with my guys, whenever I try to give them a piece of advice on maybe how to do something better or differently, they just don't seem to listen. This is an early warning sign. It means that you've not yet established the credibility and the rapport that you need in order to successfully coach your people. My recommendation there is to try and isolate why that's not the case, why it's not working yet, and then try building the relationship first a little bit before you start coaching your people. Number two, another way to tell that you're failing your sales team is you're just weighing the pig. Now, I did say weighing the pig. I know it's funny to talk about pigs in a sales video like this, so let me explain. A while ago, I was talking to a delightful English gentleman, and he told me, when I told him about some of our research, he said, Ago, that's like weighing the pig. And I said, well, what do you mean? Apparently, it turns out there's this expression in English in the UK, weighing the pig doesn't make it fatter. And what it means is that by just observing metrics, you're not going to get anywhere. So if you're at the beginning of the week, you're looking at your dashboard and you're looking at your usual suspects, right? Conversion rates, lead cycle times, close rates, win rates, number of proposals, number of sales calls and meetings that your people are having. And then at the end of the week, you're doing the same. And if everything goes up, you're happy. And if it doesn't, you're not. That's not sales management. I'm sorry to give you a hard truth here, but that is not sales management. What you need to be doing is you really need to be coaching your people, mentoring your people. Your role should be as much mentoring and coaching as possible. In fact, the research that we've done at Rain Group on this has clearly shown that top performing sales organizations have a coaching culture. Sales management and leadership spends vastly more time coaching and managing their people than in sort of mid-level or even poor performing organizations. Number three, a telltale sign that you're failing your sales team is when you spend more time meeting than actually managing. When you spend more time in meetings and conference calls and actually managing your people, that's not good. Now, I realize that for many of you, when I say that, you might say, hey, but Ago, I'm expected to be in those meetings. Well, let me push back on that a little bit. Are you really? Do you really have to be in all of those meetings? I would argue that chances are you're probably not required in all of them. I would encourage you to push back whenever someone sends you a meeting request, especially for one of these 3-hour marathon meetings that you sometimes get. Push back and say, is my presence absolutely required? What am I going to do there? What's my added value for being a part of this? So 3 quick signs that you may be failing your sales team in spite of your best intentions. Number one, they don't take your advice seriously. You tell them something, they don't seem to implement. And even though you repeatedly tell them, they still don't. Probably an early warning sign. Number two, you're weighing the pig. You're just looking at metrics and dashboards, beginning of the week, end of the week. And number three, you spend more time in meetings than actually managing. If you like that video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a lot of concrete, tangible, practical tips and advice here for you. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.